Today, I'll lead you through a short practice for waking up, firing up the core. This is a practice you could use on its own, or you could add it to the beginning or end of another practice just to get some core work in. Let's get started. You don't necessarily need any props for this practice. I'll lead you through this without any props. However, if you know that you need something under the pelvis when we start and end in a seat, bring something for that. Or if you know that you need to cushion your knees when we are on the knees, then bring something soft under the knees as well. But otherwise, you don't need any props. And then we are going to start in a seat. And this could be any seat of your choice. You might sit cross-legged, you might sit on your knees. And like I said, you could bring something under the pelvis so that for a moment you could find that neutral spine. You could soften the hips, shoulders. And you can find some space for your breaths. And first, once you have found your seat, give yourself just a couple of easy, relaxed breaths in and out. Just let yourself feel your breaths as they move in and out. And then we'll take a moment to wake up the core with our breath. Breath can be a great tool for starting to fire up those deep core muscles. And I'll suggest that you bring one hand onto your lower belly, just below the navel. And then take a breath in, full breath in through the nose. And then start your exhalation from the lower belly, from the pelvic floor, with a hissing sound. Let that exhalation draw in through the pelvic floor, through the lower belly, as if you're squeezing toothpaste out of a toothpaste tube. We'll repeat this. Take a full breath in. Exhale with a hissing sound. So drawing in through the pelvic floor, through the lower belly. One more time. Full breath in. And again, start from the pelvic floor, drawing in. And then take a breath in, and now bring hands to your ribs on each side towards kind of the lowest ribs, so you can feel those lowest ribs in your hands. And then take a breath in, sending it now to the hands around the ribs. Just feel that space that you have to breathe sideways to the ribs. And exhale again through the lower belly, through the pelvic floor. Two more times. Inhale towards the ribs. And exhale with that hissing sound from the lower belly. Do this one more time in your own time. Breathing into the ribs is very helpful when we are moving, when we're trying to keep the core engaged through the movement. because we still need to keep breathing. We can't just hold the breath when we are doing something strong with the core. So keeping those breath patterns in mind, we'll start to move more. And you can now bring yourself onto hands and knees. Hands roughly under the shoulders, knees roughly under the hips, toes could be tucked under. And from here, as you exhale, again, drawing in through the core, round your back into cat pose. You might continue with that hissing exhalation if it helps. Inhale to stay in that rounded shape, breathing towards the ribs on the back side. And then as you exhale, start to open the chest, but feel that slight resistance on the belly side. So we don't let the belly kind of flop out, but we keep drawing in while arching the back. Inhale towards the chest in that arch. And again, exhale round the back. Inhale, stay in that cat pose. Exhale, finding that gentle back bend, opening the chest. And again, feeling that control, that resistance on the front side. Inhale towards the chest. One more round. Inhaling through the nose. And one more time into that back bend. And then bring your back to center. Now extend your left leg behind you. You can tuck the toes under. We're going to go into twisted balancing, thread the needle. Leaving left hand on the mat. Inhale, first twist out to the right, reaching the right arm up. Exhale, slide the right arm under the left, leaning the right shoulder, head on the mat. And then extend the left arm overhead, either the whole hand or just fingertips on the mat. And you can stay here or exhale, start to lift that left leg up into the air. Finding your balance. And now take a couple of breaths in and out. Here we go, focus on breathing in towards the ribs, keeping that subtle drawing in through the lower core. And then as you exhale, slowly lower that left foot down. Bring left hand closer to your shoulders. Inhale, reach the right arm up again, twisting to the right. And then bring both hands on the mat. From here, as you inhale, lift the left leg up into the air behind you. Long line from head to your left foot. Exhale, round the back, and now draw the left knee in towards the chest. You can round your neck, bring head towards the left knee. And now stay here for a few breaths. Actively lifting that left knee in, actively rounding the back, drawing in through the belly. Still breathing, so send your in-breath towards the back side of the ribs. And then with the next in-breath, reach that left leg behind you. And exhale, lower the left foot back down. Again, tuck the toes under. Now push the floor away through your arms. Exhale, lift your right knee towards the chest, hovering the right shin off the mat. Here again, if you want, you might round your upper back, or you might keep your neck more neutral. Take another breath in. And then as you exhale, step that right foot between the hands, finding a runner's lunge. You might need to adjust your feet so that with your next exhalation, you could start to extend the back, bring arms next to the sides, finding a long line from the crown of the head to the left heel. So hovering the chest off the thigh. If you want an extra challenge, you might reach arms overhead. Breathing here. Ujjayi breath might be a handy tool as well. And then with your next exhalation, press down through that right foot. Lift yourself up into warrior two, opening the arms. You might adjust your feet for a wide side angle pose. So keeping the right knee bent. Inhale, reach the arms out. Exhale, start to tilt towards the right thigh. Reach right arm in front of the belly, in front of the pelvis, and left arm goes closer to the head. Looking for a long line from the left hand all the way down to the left heel. Breathing here. Keep drawing and again through the deep, deep core. The left side body engaged. And then again, as you exhale, press down through the right foot. Lift yourself all the way up. Open the arms. And then bring hands onto your hips. And we're going to go into a balancing goddess pose. So bring your feet a bit closer. Rotate both hips open. And from here, as you inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, bring palms together. Exhale, bend the knees and lower hands in front of the chest. You might still adjust your feet. Keeping the back tall, drawing in through the core. Either stay here or with your next exhalation, lift your heels off the mat. Finding your balance. Feel your feet, inner thighs engaged. And trying to lift that support, that engagement from your feet through the inner legs all the way to your pelvis, to your abs, to your spine. Take another breath here. And then exhale, lower heels down. And as you inhale, lift yourself up. Open arms out to the sides. We'll go into that warrior two. Side angle to the other side. So adjust your feet. Breathe in, reach the arms out. And as you exhale, start to tilt now over the left leg. So left arm reaches in front of you and right arm goes over closer to the head. And breathing here. Allow each exhalation to help you to draw in. Take one more breath here. And then as you inhale, lift yourself back up. And then we're going to turn towards that left foot into that runner's lunge. So adjust your feet, turn the right heel up, keeping the left knee bent, and extend the arms next to the sides. As you exhale, start to tilt your back forward, looking for a long line from head to that right heel. Again, for extra challenge, you might extend arms overhead. You choose where it's good to be on this side. With each exhalation, draw in through the pelvic floor, through the lower belly. And then as you exhale, slowly bring hands onto the mat. Keep the right foot or the toes on the mat and then push the floor away. Lift the left knee towards the chest. And breathing here again, you might round your neck, your whole back. And send your breaths more towards the back side of the body. Draw in through the belly, making space for the leg. And then as you exhale, lower that left knee down. Bring the knee roughly under your left hip. And as you inhale, lift your right leg up behind you. As you exhale, draw the right knee in towards the chest. And again, you can draw your head towards the right knee. Actively rounding the back. You can push the floor away through your arms. And really drawing in through the belly. Take one more breath here. Shaking is very okay. And then as you inhale, extend that right leg behind you. And exhale, lower the right foot down. And from here, we're going to leave the right hand down. Inhale, reach the left arm up, twisting out to the left. Exhale, slide your left arm under the right. Lean the shoulder, your head down. And you can extend the right arm overhead. Either stay here or exhale, lift your right leg up into the air. You can keep breathing. And then slowly, as you exhale, lower your right foot back down. Bring your right hand under the right shoulder. And as you inhale, reach your left arm up, twisting out to the left. And exhale, bring both hands down. We'll bring both knees onto the mat. And then we'll go back into those cat-cows. As you exhale, round your back. Drawing in through the belly. Inhale, stay in that cat. And exhale, start to open the chest. Still feeling that control, that resistance on the belly side. Inhale towards the chest. And exhale again, rounding the back. Start from the lower belly, from the pelvic floor. And exhale, open the chest. Shoulders move away from the ears. One last round with your exhalation, rounding the back. You can imagine you're lifting your belly button up towards the ceiling. And one more opening through the front, but with that resistance. And then bring yourself back to center. Now you could cross your shins and then sit onto your pelvis. Or you might come sit on your knees, find back into your seated pose. And then let your breath relax. You could give yourself a few slightly slower, deeper breaths in and out. And let your belly soften, your hips, your back soften. In our yoga practice, in our everyday life, our core needs to stay flexible. Flexible to adjust to the needs of our movements, of our actions. So keeping it non-stop, fired and drawn in, engaged, might not be helpful. There are times when we need to find softness, when we need to let go of that control. And then there are times when we need to find that fire, when we need to find that engagement. And now for a moment longer, let yourself find that softness. Just notice each breath in, each breath out. Notice how much support you need here and where you can soften, where you can let go of tension. And then you might continue into another practice from here. Or if this is the end of your practice today, if you want, you can bring your palms together in front of the chest. And as always, at the end of the practice, most importantly, thank yourself for taking this time to move, to breathe, and just check in with yourself. And I thank you very much for joining in, for sharing this practice. Namaste. Thank you.